Hello, everyone. This is Liz from Knowledge Return. Today, I'm going to share a story from the dreamer. And these are the words. Long ago, there were a group of people who lived in excess and obsessions. They already had all the material offerings that their world could provide. However, they wanted more. They wanted more than what the world could provide. They wanted the world itself. The greedy group of people plotted and planned against their own family, their friends, and neighbors toward this dubious plan. However, they realized their strength was not mighty enough to truly implement this plan. They realized their group was not diverse enough to execute it. So this group teamed up and plotted with their own enemy. Now, that in itself would spell trouble. However, this new, bigger, greedy group was so set on their plan that they would do anything to achieve it. This greedy group set out to own the world by disrupting, distracting, demolishing everything so they could remake statues and systems in their own image. So they smashed and grabbed anything and everything they could get their hands on. And they were so giddy in their action. They could not believe how easy it was. The people of the world just let them do as they wish without a big fight. This small greedy group, as compared to the people of the world, just conquered without a fight. They could hardly believe the ease of the situation. Now, anyone else would think that this would be very suspicious, but not this group. They were so assured of the excesses within themselves that all they could think of is that it was meant to be. We were meant to own the world. Now, what this group did not remember and understand is that there is a time and place for everything. And they were in the wrong time, in the wrong place. What they did not know and realize is that the world did not want to be owned. She had other plans. She was going places. She did her time in this space and she was ready to move on. She had other plans, and this was the time and place for her new plans to be started. Now, she was a compassionate and nurturing world and welcomed anyone to come along if they got their act straight. She basically said to the children of the world, "You can come with me, or you can stay here. If you come with me, fix yourself, straighten up, and let's go." I'm not taking that entitled, petulant one that is screaming on the floor trying to get their way. So, here we are. We're at a crossroads. We have the greedy group that is smashing and grabbing and destroying to make things in their image, and we have the world that is moving on to something new. I do not know about you, but I'm going to hitch my coach with the world because I suspect she knows something that they don't. Part 2 of The Dreamer. Where we left off was at the crossroads. There was a group of self-entitled, materially obsessed, greedy group who not only wanted to have everything, they wanted to own the world. And we had the world that did not want to be owned and had packed her bags and was on the move, unbeknownst to the greedy group. As I stated before, the world knew something that the greedy group forgot. The greedy group forgot that there is a time and place for everything. The world knew that it was time for new beginnings. The smash and grab greedy group thought that they could cause the new beginnings and make it in their own image. They did not know or remember that the new beginnings would happen regardless of anything they wanted or did. This greedy group, they were so smug. They could have had anything they wanted, and they did. However, they forgot their history. They either did not understand their history or just plain forgot it. So they had everything materially that they could have wanted except what they needed to usher in a new beginning. Even if they tore everything down to give it a fresh start, they did not have the special ingredient of what would be needed. Another thing this greedy group did not know was that the world had friends in high places and children ready to go with her, and other children trying to figure out how to straighten themselves out to be able to go with their nurturing, compassionate world. What the entitled group did not realize in the chaos of the destruction that they were causing to confuse everyone, there were those that were preparing, learning, armoring up, waiting, and sitting in their peace. Because they too knew that it was the time of new beginnings. However, they also knew that what the group was doing would benefit their needs. So they sat, waited, and prepared in their peace. They were the peace amid the storm. They were the calm amid the storm. So as the whirlwind is swirling around them, they are centered and grounded with the world and sitting in their peace. These were the children of the world. So all these things are going on, chaos and peace happening simultaneously. How is this possible? I had to ask one of the children. How is it that you are at peace while all this chaos is going on? And they said, destruction has its purpose. The destruction is needed for the new beginning, and somebody had to do it. The thing is, the way that this group gathers and obsesses over material things is not what's needed where we're going. They can have it. The children do not need to obsess over it because it was a distraction in the first place. It truly was no value other than what you give it. However, it will take the destruction of those things to know and remember what is truly important. So, are you just going to sit there and do nothing while chaos is all around you? And the child said with a smug smirk on its face, I sit here because I'm participating in my own smash and grab. All the children who know are doing their own smash and grab during this time. Just by sitting here? Yes, just by sitting here, centering and grounding. Okay, this one has lost their mind. Okay, so after you are done sitting in your peace and they are done with the destruction, then what? We rebuild. Yeah, but the group wants to rebuild in their own image. I know, but they will not. You seem so sure. There is a time and place for everything. You sound just like the world. Well, she is our mother. There is a time and place for everything, and the seeds were sown way before anyone was born during this time, and how this story will play itself out. So yes, the greedy group will destroy, but it is not the greedy group who will inherit and rebuild. The children of the world are the builders. The old ones, the greedy group of old obsessed people, are the destroyers. So it will be the children that rebuild. So, as the world turns, the greedy group continues their destruction and smash and grab, and the children and groups in high places continue their peace, planning, and their version of smash and grab. Everyone is doing their thing, and the world is still on its way to a new place, to new beginnings. One day, when the greedy group's destruction seemed to be all that they could do, and all that the people of the world could take, they attempted to reframe what was left as their gift to the people of the world. Here, look what we created for you. The greedy group really thought all the people of the world would take their scraps as if they should be grateful for what was given to them. The greedy group thought, we did not have to give you what we gave to you, but we did, and you should be grateful. We could have taken it all for ourselves. However, the people of the world did not accept the scraps. They turned their backs on the greedy group and went another way. The people of the world realized they outnumbered the greedy group and was too tired and too done with accepting the scraps of others. Remember how I said before, there is a time and place for everything, and seeds were sown way before anyone was born? Well, those seeds had taken root, and they were beginning to sprout around the same time. Also remember, the children of the world stated they were doing a smash and grab of their own. Well, as the seeds were sown before time, they were working to sow seeds within time. The children of the world had been sowing seeds of the new world. They were sowing the seeds in art, in writing, in singing, in dance, in teaching, in guiding, and much more. They were sowing seeds in low places, they were sowing seeds in high places, and they were sowing seeds in the places in between. The children of the world were numerous and diverse, as was their manner of sowing their seeds of the new world. So those seeds that were planted before time were converging with the ones planted within time. And the people of the world began to have these thoughts and feelings of a new world and began to seek out the children of the world. The children of the world were sitting and waiting for them. They were prepared. They had prepared their whole life for this moment when the people of the world would want something more for themselves and try to understand the feelings and the need for change they were sensing. However, they did not want to accept the change that the greedy group was providing because they realized that the change that was being offered was no change at all. All the destruction and chaos that was caused by the greedy group just left them with the same thing, but less of it. The greedy group created and presented a system that was more harsh and more oppressive than before, and said it was for your own good that we created this for you. You have too much, as they themselves began to divide up all the wealth they had gained from this destruction and chaos of things. So the people of the world sought something new. They needed something new. And the children of the world were there to guide them to it. So the people walked away from the greedy group, and the greedy group was surprised. You see, the greedy group was a short-sighted group. They could only see what was within their own sphere of understanding. They made plans in the way only greedy people would make. They could not consider all possibilities. They could only consider themselves. And so, they were not prepared when the people of the world walked away from them. Their plan required that the people of the world bow down to them and accept them as their rulers of the world. How else would they maintain their material wealth and obsessions? The people of the world sat idly by while we destroyed everything, and they let us do it with very little resistance. Now they walk away from us? This cannot be. The greedy group did not know what to do. On the other side, the people of the world began to learn from the children of the world. The children taught and reminded the people about themselves. They taught them about nature, their environment, about harmony, balance, and peace. The children reminded the people to value each and every person because every person has a place and a purpose. The children taught and reminded the people how unique and diverse each and every person was. And yet, as unique and diverse each person was, we were all the same. We were all related. We were all part of the whole. We were all one. With these teachings and reminders from the children, the people of the world began to feel better. They began to rejoice and be happy. They realized they truly did not need what the greedy group was offering. They realized that they had enough creativity and abundance themselves to create something new, something they liked and wanted to share with others. They also realized that they had what they needed all along, and what they needed was within them. So the people of the world began to understand it was a different way than what they knew, but the way felt lighter and less burdensome. It felt right. It felt real. It felt like the home they always wanted. It felt like a world they dreamed of. So the people of the world, along with the children of the world and the people in high places, began to imagine and dream of a better world together, to the dismay of the greedy group. Of course, the greedy group thought they could send out their minions to do their bidding of enforcing their will, but the people of the world and the children of the world were too numerous. The people of the world resisted because they liked this new way of being. This new way felt like the home they wanted to live in. So yes, they resisted the urgings from the greedy minions to return to the greedy group. However, there was no turning back to the old way of living and accepting the scraps of what was given. So the people of the world began. And so the people of the world, along with the children of the world, set off to a new place with the world. Now, as beginning and endings go, the greedy group were set to wallow in the world they destroyed with whatever people and minions wanted to stay with them. They, of course, were unhappy because they did not realize that the source of their wealth and obsessions was made possible because of the people of the world. And the ones who were left were barely enough to satisfy the needs of one greedy, let alone a group of greedy. So the greedy group began to fight among themselves and blame each other for not seeing what their actions caused. And so they were set upon their own self-destruction. As for the people of the world, they were set on a new path and new beginnings. And although they were still figuring things out, they had something that the greedy group did not have. The people of the world had the children of the world on their side, and they would learn that the children of the world were the dreamers, the way showers, the truth sayers, the record keepers, the custodians of the world, and keepers of the light. As the people of the world began to move forward, they too learned how to be like the children as they took the journey with the world. Now, how am I so sure how this story goes? Because I am the dreamer, and this is my dream.